Andrew Ginsberg. Thank you. All right, hey, I'm happy to be here. I'm in a pretty good mood, actually. It was just my birthday here today. I just turned 37. Thank you. I feel like it's good to be in my deep 30s now. I feel like I've been reflecting on my life a lot more than I did when I was younger, and I'm starting to realize some things about myself. First of all, I'm realizing that I hang out with all 25 girls now. All my friends are 25, because all my real friends got married and moved to the suburbs and had kids, so I had to regroup. You know? Gotta make new friends. And my younger friends, they're kind of annoying. They're always trying to give me advice. The other day, one of my friends was like, "You know what your problem is, Andrew? You just give off kind of a lonely vibe." That wasn't a funny part. It's all good. A lot of my friends are Gen Z kids, and no offense if you are Gen Z, I know there's a lot of Gen Z people in the room. I just find them kind of annoying, you know, because they try, hear me out, they try to give me advice, but then the advice hurts my feelings. Does that make sense? The other day, that same Gen Z friend, she was like, you're giving lonely, you're giving bald. I was like, get the fuck out of my face. Shouldn't frame it that way, but that's fine. I'll be honest with you about something. I went through kind of a phase over the last year where I wanted to do things I did when I was like a little kid one more time for old time's sake. And I don't know what it was, but when I was super young, I had really long hair, and I was like, I'm gonna grow my hair long one more time before it's too late. Folks, it's too late. I didn't realize that. Thank you, yeah. It's the kind of stuff you figure out. I didn't know, when I started the journey, I thought it would come in kind of like murdery and mysterious, you know? Like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. But instead it came in Ben Franklin in The Signing of the Liberation. I don't know how that happens. The true story, the way I found that out was my cousin called me over 4th of July weekend earlier in the month. He's like, dude, I saw a picture of you on Instagram. Holy shit, George Washington, just in time. It's like, I haven't spoken to you in 8 years. You could have kept that to yourself. Wanted sexy daddy, I got founding father. I don't know what to do with that. That's all right. That's where we're at. That's fine. Okay, another update. I recently adopted a cat. I don't know if there's any cat people in the room. Yeah, nice. I never had any pets at all. This is my first pet ever. I'm 37. I wasn't allowed to have pets when I was growing up because my parents are they're from Queens, New York originally. They grew up in apartments. Didn't understand animals. Every time I would ask my mom if I could have a cat or a dog, she would just get confused. She'd be like, you want to have an animal in the house? Shitting and pissing and farting? That's your father's job. Don't take away that's his thing. Then what the fuck is your father gonna do? Don't you? But I got my first cat, and it's pretty cool. I'm adjusting. It's nice. I came home the other day, and she was crying, and I don't know anything about animals, so I got scared. And I took her to the vet, and I swear this is true. The vet told me that my new cat has diabetes. I know. Well, it runs in my fucking family. I should have mentioned that. That's on me, I feel like. The vet told me I have to give the cat 2 insulin shots a day. It's going to cost $400 a month. I looked at the vet, I was like, can I talk to you outside for a second? I got this cat so it wouldn't kill myself. I gotta save this cat's life. You're supposed to save me, it doesn't make any sense. And my friends don't understand because they're all young. They're like, just put the cat down, who gives a fuck? Right, but you can't do that. I'm not gonna do that. That's not how you treat diabetes. You can't put the cat down, it's not fair. My mom has diabetes, you know, you can't. You can't, is what I'm saying. Like, hey mom, you know he was talking about Jesus? Go meet him, bitch! You know, Alright, anyway, I put the cat down. She's dead, so it's everybody's doing better. We're switching my mom to wet food, too. I appreciate it, you guys. Alright, last thing on this cat, because it's just kind of fresh on my mind. So the other day, I was giving the cat an insulin injection. That's what I have to do now. I injected the needle into my cat, and I stuck the needle in my cat, and I took the needle out of my cat, and I tripped, and I accidentally injected myself with the same needle. You know how scary that is? I'm Googling what happens if you inject yourself with feline DNA. Google's just coming back 0 results. Nobody's searching for that. Don't search for that. You're on a list now. Never look that up again. That was a big mistake. I don't know if I should call the vet or the fucking doctor. I didn't know who to call. I called the vet. I was like, I think I'm turning into a cat. I need to talk to a doctor. Anyway, I'm fine. I just have diabetes. It's all good. I appreciate that. Okay, something I thought was kind of funny that happened last week. I got a random notification that popped up on Spotify. You know how Spotify sends you kind of the notifications at the end of the year that tell you how much music you listen to? Okay, I got one last week randomly. It just popped up out of nowhere and it said, you are in one of the 1% of all reggae music listeners in the world. Isn't that crazy? I know. I don't remember listening to any reggae music at all. I guess I was high. I don't know when this happened, but then I kind of dawned on me. I've been going through a phase where I've been watching a lot of documentaries in the middle of the night. And one night, super late, I watched a VH1 Behind the Music on Sean Paul. I don't know if you guys remember Sean Paul. Jean Paul, Jean Paul, Jean Paul, Jean Paul. If you don't know that impression, you'll never figure it out. That was an incredible impression. Jean Paul. Okay, so I'm watching this Behind the Music on Sean Paul, and all I want to say about this is, I feel like when you watch your favorite music artist talk about the music that they write in an interview, it never matches up to what I thought the song titles were about myself, you know? I'm watching Sean Paul talk about his music, and he's like, I wrote this song about the revolution in Trenchtown. Me and my brother had to stand up to the government. They tried to take our rights away, so we stood up for what was right. All right, now here's the song. Shake that thing, miss, what about a shake that thing, miss, all about a shake that thing. I'm like, I feel like that's not what the fucking song's about. Am I crazy? What are we doing here? Now, this next thing's gonna sound sad, but it's not sad, so just bear with me for a second. I had to go to a funeral last week, but the reason I thought this was funny is because it was for somebody I hadn't seen since I was 8 years old. He was my best friend until I was 8. His name was James. And he was one of those kids that moved away, and I never saw him again. And my mom called me last week, and she goes, Andrew, did you hear? Your friend James died, your best fucking friend. I was like, well, I haven't seen him since I was 8. She's like, Andrew, he was your best friend. You gotta do the right thing and go to his funeral. I was like, I haven't seen him since I was 8, but I did do the right thing. I went to his funeral and I paid my respects. And while I was there, his mom said, he loved you so much, you were his best friend till he was 8. Could you say a few words about it? Crazy. I know this, I got up to the microphone, I was like, what can you say about James? He loved Power Rangers, he was incredible. He loved the Ninja Turtles, never missed Ice-T time, I'm gonna miss that guy. It's crazy. And I saw my parents while I was there, and they just celebrated a 40-year wedding anniversary, which I feel like is such a long time. I know, 40 years, right? I'll tell her you said that, thank you, yes. 40 years, and it's funny because they're in their 70s now, and they're very like nostalgic and sentimental in a way they weren't when I was younger. They're always reflecting, and they're very like sentimental, but it's funny because they're old, so they don't remember anything anymore. At one point on this trip, my dad was like, remember when you were a kid? We took a road trip down to North Carolina as a family. We all got in the van, we packed in there, we took that road trip as a family. That was so much fun. And my mom interrupted him and she was like, that wasn't us. She was like, that was an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond. I was like, how does that fucking happen? What are we talking about here? Me personally, I'm doing all right. I've been trying to get healthier over the last couple of years. I used to like to party a lot. I've tried to roll it back a little bit. I went too hard. A few years back, I went through a whiskey phase. I don't know if you've ever been through a whiskey phase before. It's rough, I know. It changed my whole personality. It's weird because when you drink whiskey, you think you're a man of the world. But then my friends took me to a whiskey tasting. And true story, I saw a video of myself on social media at the whiskey tasting. And I realized it wasn't sophisticated. I don't know if you've ever seen somebody try whiskey before. This is how I try whiskey. I take it, and I swirl it around, and then I take the shot, and I'm like... Smooth. Woo, that's smooth. So I've been trying to roll it back a little bit more. I've been trying to read more, go to the gym. Reading's been hard. I've been out of the game for a while. I haven't read books in 20 years or so. They're a bit more technical than I remembered. A lot of big words. I'm treating that like the gym too. I'm rereading all the books I read when I was a kid, starting with the Goosebumps catalog. You know those books? Way easier. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I read 6 of them last night. Very easy. Still scary though. I was up all night. And, I'm working my way up towards Stephen King. That was always my favorite. I don't know if you guys know Stephen King. Okay. I read this in the news. I swear that this is true. You can look this up after the show. That Stephen King claims that he wrote all of his best works of art while he was blacked out drunk and on cocaine. Isn't that crazy? I really can't relate to that because I used to wake up after a big night of drinking and be like, what'd I do last night? My friends would be like, you peed, you cried, you text your ex-girlfriend. You tried to fight a cop, you tried to drive an SUV home, everybody hates you, you cried a lot. You're like, fuck, I wish I was Stephen King. I wish I could wake up and be like, what'd I do last night? My friends are like, dude, you wrote Pet Sematary. I can't believe that.